Though Governor Gaius Agrippa of Neapolis has only recently expanded his holdings over Capua, his ambitions are far from satisfied. To the northeast lies a sun-soaked paradise rich with mineral veins and vast open meadows, perfect for sprawling lavender fields and flourishing vineyards, a true wine country in the making. The newly established Equites possess a thirst that must be quenched, and the Isle of Fernum seems destined for the task. Yet, such ambitions will not come easily. The coffers run low after such heavy investment into Capua, and Fernum will require concrete, an advanced construction material that itself demands more Equites to oversee its production. All of this must be achieved while continuing the construction of a strong fleet as the call of a rich and mysterious distant land grows ever louder. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the burgeoning city of Neapolis, welcoming our first batch of Equites. We want to get started with concrete production. This is going to help us pave our roads, build our aqueducts, and pretty much every major construction going forward. So, I've identified a location to get started. Right over here in this natural-looking harbor, we have 2 mountain slots, by this kind of mountain thing here. And we also have a little beachhead as well, so we can use our sand refineries. So let's get started. I'm going to throw down 2 limestone quarries, each one takes about 30 seconds to make 1 limestone. We've also just unlocked some research. That gives us a little bit of extra workforce, actually, which would be perfect. It ties into exactly doing this chain right now. So, with that, every 15 seconds we'll be making limestone. We want to kind of match it with the sand refineries. It's a bit awkward for the numbers, so we're just going to go with 2. And it's 22.5. I could go with more to really match it, but we just don't really fully need to. Because the concrete mixer is every 1 minute 30, so building 4 of these will match the sand. We'll just have a little bit of extra limestone left over, and that's okay. So I'm just going to lay them out in a little grid right here. And as you can see, they take 10 Equites each, so we're in a negative 30 deficit. And I want to link over to there. So let's see if we can get this up to somewhere like here. Bring it straight across and down. Is that alright? Yeah. Okay, so it'll be a little tough, I would imagine, to get the warehouse to hit both of these. Let's see. That was kind of perfect, and this is just about perfect. Now, they need to actually link over here. Anywhere is fine, and we've connected them in. So there we go. A little concrete setup, but we got to get the workforce up to actually begin working it. So I was going to upgrade a bunch of these plebeians here into our new batch of Equites. Couple there, and a bunch of these here. So that is quite a lot. We're now in a deficit of plebeians, but we've unlocked new things. Aqueducts, the theater, so we can build more for them as time goes on a bit later. Of course, this city is going to be redrawn as we get our paved roads and our aqueducts and our concrete production up. Ideally somewhere further in. And we'll have a nice big theater and all the other accoutrements that they expect to keep the Equites happy, such as togas and brooches. Okay, so with that, let's get some of the... Let's uplift some of the Libertas. I want to make sure that the Sanctuary can actually reach them, right? So that's kind of my important metric. So let's get these guys, all of these, and all of these. I think we're okay. Just about. And we're in a bit of a deficit across the board. The plebeian one will fix itself as they grow, but of course we need more Libertas. As we get the population shrine for Ceres... The Shrine for Ceres, which gives population, we should be able to easily match that population just fine. What we could also do with having another... Oh yeah, another Grammaticus somewhere up here for now I think would be just fine. And maybe a couple extra houses around here also. Now, do they have reach of a market? Ooh, just about. The tavern, not fully, but that's okay. Great, and let's just toss a guy in there as well. Alright, it's going to help things considerably, but we can always do more to help things even more. I'm going to just build a couple extra ships, a civilian pentaconter and a military pentaconter, as we like to keep our production up and running. Now, of course, that's another further 31 Libertas, and this is 3 Libertas. You might be like, well, you're already in a deficit, so what are you doing? Well, we're going to take the ships that are already coming from Neapolis and put more of them on Capua. So, if we name this the Sea Antigone, and move it down to... No, we don't want to actually move it. We want to switch the workforce to Capua. There we go. And I'm just throwing that C in front because that's just for me to remember that they're coming from Capua instead. And that's just going to take the workforce pressure off of Neapolis just for a little while. So now we're back up to positive workforce here, no problem. And I think pretty much all our ships are now coming from there, so that's good. Now as our new ships roll out, they'll take from here, but at least things have stabilized, right? So we're all good. Now speaking of ships, let's bring our ship up here. We do have a quest to do. Deliver it to any Emperor representative, 97 talents of sails and 90 talents of wood. Speaking of quests... We have a little Equite here. who wants to chat. I don't see him, but maybe it's this guy? Anyway, hail Governor, my delivery from Diana is late. I suspect raiders. Let's help the merchant. He acknowledges my choice. Sail to Diana's harbor. Well, that's actually perfect because we're going to be going there anyway. So let's transfer over this, the Unburdener, who's going to help with our trade prices in future. And let's transfer over, I think it was, let's see if I can remember. It was 90 wood, I'm pretty sure. And it was like 97 sails, I think. It's quite a lot. I think so. Let's just double check that. 97, 90, yes, perfect. Alright, so go to any Emperor representative. Boom. To Diana. And we'll see what we can do for that merchant. Excellent. Alright, that was this is going swimmingly so far. We're knocking a bunch of things out all at the same time. Perfect. Okay, so I have a little list of things I wanted to do today. The other one is queuing up a few technologies. We just unlocked a technology that has given us 25 extra workforce from Governor Villas, so all islands are benefiting from that right now. We're currently getting duct irrigation, which is fine, but we're not going to really need that for quite a while because we won't have the concrete to build an aqueduct for a long time. So this is going to take 25 minutes, so I'm just going to put some other stuff in between. The Cult of Minerva. I think that's the tech-focused one, right? The deity focused on knowledge, teaching, and the fine art of weaving. Only 5 minutes, so let's get it done. Then we're going to go with the portatories. In fact, we'll do portatories up ahead. That's going to give us a workforce reduction of 20% and an upkeep reduction of 10% on all warehouses. So really nice. Again, just these flat buffs across all your islands. I think it'd be worth queuing up the legally enshrined then, getting an extra shrine built, because we will have the concrete to do that, and maybe the triremes also. Now the triremes will take 16 minutes, the shrines will take 16, so we'll throw in some quicker ones on the military side before that. We don't want to neglect the military. 2.5 minutes, or less than that even, for slingers, so that can go up before the shrines. And then protective entourage, increase morale and toughness from your auxilia, so the garrison units, I guess, just in case we've got a riot or some problem at base camp. Not too long now, and we'll be looking at some of those technologies as well. Alright, great. Whew, alright, what else do we need to do? I've got other contracts, so let's get them done. So, a contract... Oh, you know what? Speaking of Diana, we could take up a contract for her. She wants 9 garum. Yes. Let's do that. And speaking of garum, we're a little low on garum in this island. If we have a look at the consumer goods, if we turn on Capua, we can see that garum is just about keeping its head above water now that we've done our upgrades. So we've actually got more mackerel and salt than we need. So we can very easily just build another garum works down here by the docks where it's not affecting too many people. And there's a warehouse right there, so they should be totally fine with that to take in the mackerel, the salt, make some extra garum. And our trade route's already set up sending that out of here. Speaking of those trade routes, we could just get refreshed with them. We've got 2 currently. Capua export to Neapolis. We want to actually change the word Neapolis out of that and just call it Capua exports because it might go to other islands in the future. Save the change. And the same with this. We don't need to say where it's going. That'll be clear from the route itself. It really just matters where it's coming from. Alright, so there we go. Sandals and garum. The route's already set up, so there should be no problem with that. I was thinking actually it might be good to protect those routes. So if we have a look, these are the 2 on the route. Let's just get a ship to escort that one. And another ship to escort that one. That should be fine, just in case it deters some of the pirates. I was saying that I think pirates will venture further into our map as we set up trade routes. So I'm pretty sure they look for trade routes or maybe repeating patterns or just, you know, it's probably actually just ships on their own that have things on them that they target. I would imagine that's the case. Ships that can't fight back. So if we just protect them, that'll probably deter some pirates kind of jumping on us. Okay, next thing. Clay. Yes, so we want to actually take another island. So this is the island that I'm going to go for. So this is just slightly northeast of Capua. So Capua is here. And the island I want to go for right here. So very close by. Reason I want to go for it, lavender, grape, sandoric, and minerals. These are 4 things that we don't have on any other island. Yes, just making sure of that. So that's 4 new fertilities. So you want to look for islands, obviously, that have fertilities that you don't currently have. And this has 4 of them. Now, obviously, there are islands right across from us, these new volcanic-looking islands that have similar fertilities, right? We have grape and flax here, for instance. That's good. This one across from Neapolis, it's got mineral and gold and sandoric. So, pretty good. People were saying you should probably get those just in case the AI settles them, and then you've got an enemy right in your doorstep. I kind of look at these islands as my zone of influence. If they settle there, it's instant war. They might not know that, but we know that. And if they settle them, there's no chance we shouldn't be able to take them back in a war, because if they settle them and I catch it quick enough, we should be able to put pressure on them with our fleet and then land troops and just take them out quickly. That's the hope. So hopefully they just don't go for anything that's that far out from them or that close to me. We'll see. So I'm going to go for this one instead, because it's got more fertilities, and I'd like to just kind of push out on this side of the map a bit more and control this side. So let's do it. So in order to do that, we need more material coming from this island. So I was going to set up and clay pit. We want to do 2 tilers here, I guess. Maybe just push it up like that. 1, 2, and a road going back that way. So, oh yeah, we've got a warehouse right there. Nice. There we go. Alright, so that should be straightforward. Let's just check if we've got enough charcoal. Yes, enough charcoal. This will all balance out. So it's easy as that. We're just going to be making a little bit of tiles in the background. We've unlocked obviously all these different things. We'll have a look at this in the future. Now for now, we want to get our ships over there and ready with a bunch of material. Do we make wood here? Oh yeah, we do over this side. Sorry, a little miscommunication at the harbor there. We'll get some existing clay, existing wood, and get moving as well. The Caesar has arrived at Diana's. So let's complete the Emperor quest. And then we need to deliver the garum, but then we also need to do the quest for the guy. Oh, it's in here. Alright, let's just sail in there. I forgot about the garum actually, so that's my bad. But we did just make a new ship, so that ship can do it. Yeah, so you sail up there. Once you get here, we'll pick up that garum and then we'll come back down. Right, the ship in question departed some time ago. Rumor is it fell victim to raiders. I can mark your map with where it was last seen. Okay. Sail to a trireme out here. Something suspicious about this. But I guess we'll have to do it. Now, there is a quest for Valeria to deliver tiles over there. So I might just pick up some tiles from Capua. And on the way over there... Zaranitu needs amphorae, actually. Yeah, so amphorae and tiles. We'll hit both of those places on the way. And maybe bring a little escort of these 2 ships. Thinking about it might be a good idea. Now, the civilian ship that has arrived, it's going to pick up its garum. Oh, there's a little riot going on at the coastline. Okay, so garum. Was it 9? I think it was 9. So 9 garum, but we're also going to bring a bunch of construction material just to help out. More tile, more wood. And bring that down to our new island as well. So we'll hit Diana first. I know I'm probably hopping around a lot here, but I'm trying to... hit multiple islands on the way over to other quests. And getting all these quests done, it's just going to be a little extra money in the bank, and then we can settle that island. I don't know how much it's actually going to be. It doesn't look that big, but it could be about 200. Alright, the Caesar has arrived. We're going to pick up all this stuff. So 17 tiles. And the amphorae. Which one was the amphorae? Zaranitu wanted 13 amphorae. There should be enough here to do that, I think. Yes. Alright, take the 13 and take the tiles. Just have enough of those. Alright, so first location is going to be here. Tell me when you get here, and we're going to escort you, just in case when you get there there's some combat to fight. Now, we haven't really looked at the Equites, since we unlocked them at the end of the last episode, so the first thing that we want to work on is wine. So that's why I want to take that island. We're going to get grapes. Grapes require concrete to get up and running, so that's why we've got 21 concrete right now. So it's just building in the background. Cheese is going to take going to Albion. They also need... These guys don't even have a grammaticus here. An aqueduct, and a theatre. The theatre actually will give happiness, knowledge, and prestige. We've actually got such a good workforce that we could even upgrade maybe just 1 or 2 more houses. Just to balance that out. Right, one of our ships has been alerted. I think it's reached Zaranitu. Let's hand that in. Ooh, speak more Latin to me. And let's go here. So this is the next location. Then we're up just north of this, basically northwest. And we'll hit the other quest that we just got. I think we're pretty much trimming down everything then. So that's this one. The Diana quest is being done right now, right? Has that ship arrived yet? Please tell me I sent that ship. It's this one, right? Yes, it's on its way. It's almost here. Excellent. So once that one drops off, then we'll meet up with these guys. We'll settle the island, and we're just going to do one big build all at the same time. Kind of as I've done before. these are the olive presses, and they give a health benefit, and I've kind of put them far out of the town. And I was thinking maybe we could put them in the center of the town here, or at least one of them. So I'm just going to move these plebeians for a second, move this olive press right down here. And then if we fill this in with this, it looks natural enough, and it's a nice enough area. Now these houses just need a bit of sorting out though. As to where they're going to go, I'm not too sure. Let's just take these two, so you two can replace that one. Okay, sanctuary is there. Maybe these two? Okay, looking a bit better. So, I'd say a couple in here, possibly, and then I was going to just refill these ones. Oop. That should be fine. They have everything they need. Cool. Anyway, so the main thing is that we just get a nice benefit now. Okay, so to Diana, I think she's ready now. Here you go. 3,000. So we're up to 180,000 now. And you've got a bunch of construction material, so it's perfect. We can just buy some more from you.
The family say I'm free to wheel and deal as I like.
And we'll move over here. And that should be that for construction material, and we should be ready to go. How much is the island, by the way? Oh, that's not too bad at all. 135. I was expecting 200. That's why I was kind of holding off, actually. We'll wait, though, just for the construction ship to get here. So the Caesar is almost at Valeria's, which is just over there. And we then have to sail to the Trireme. Zara Nitu has asked for a trade treaty. Yeah, sure. Why not? So for a trade treaty with her, we can just quickly check what she's got on offer. So she's offering hemp, wattle and daub, rope, sail, soap, and foray, actually. Writing tablets, etc., etc. So cool. Now the thing that she's requesting is probably more interesting to us, but unfortunately it's not that good. Ox, sheep, pigs, so animals basically. 150 sheep. Yeah, they normally sell for 2, so selling for double that to her. It's not really worth it though, is it? I mean, if you got it in surplus, go for it. But it's not, I mean, the journey alone isn't really worth it, I feel like. Maybe for pigs, I mean, 6 per head on a pig. Per talent. Alright, we're at Valeria's. Let's drop off the tiles. Another 3,500. And now let's head up to this ship, this mysterious ship that's on the corner. And we're just waiting for our construction ship to crest the corner, and then we're going to get started with a new time-lapse building up this island. Alright, so the ships have arrived. Let's build our trading post for 135,000. Boom. Third island has been captured and or claimed. We're going to rename it from Ravenna, which is actually a perfectly good name, to Fernum, which has to do with winemaking, the grapes and the vineyards. So, yeah, we're going to get started with the usual business, a little time-lapse building out this area. The general idea being lavender and grape is going to probably take up much of the landmass of the open constructible area. So we want a very small town comparable to that. So not going to be pulling the workforce onto the ships here. We want a very small workforce, all work in the fields and so on and so forth. So that's the plan at least. So let's get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the modest port town of Fernum, and that's probably how it'll always stay, as a sort of port town. I don't imagine we'll build too far deeply in, and that's because we have lavender, grape, sandarak, and minerals. And I think it's minerals is the only one that would require plebeian workforce. So for the most part, I think we can get away with keeping almost everything to liberty. Later on, when we need pigments or the like, we might invest in some plebeians, but generally the town, I knew we were going to be keeping it fairly small. Now, doing everything while paused was a little bit of a challenge because I wasn't exactly sure how much workforce we're going to get out of every building and everything by the time everything's settled. I was generally thinking in my head that I'll probably build all the production chains these guys need twice to sustain whatever that population will be. So, trying to fit as many houses in that would just consume, you know, 2 porridge stands worth of food. Therefore, 2 oat fields, 2 hemp farms, 2, well, 1 sheep and then 2 Peleus Felter. That sort of thing. It also meant we'd need 2 markets and 2 taverns just because of the layout of this particular area around the coastline. It's just slightly wider than one service building could reach. So I was trying to figure out, like, how could we get the layouts correct here? And it just ultimately came down to you'll need multiple buildings. Without paved roads, we just cannot reach everything. And we might have paved roads eventually, but even then it'd be a bit of a stretch. Later technologies, though, I think can slightly improve the distances again. But for the most part, it made sense just to go with 2 for almost everything. The Sanctuary, though, is one of those buildings where it's like, no, you can pretty much cover edge to edge here, coastline to mountain, with just the 1 building. So, yeah, the goal basically is just to fill the left side, as you can see, against the coastline with fields. The right side a little bit with fields as well, as we'll get to that in a moment. And then just pack some houses in densely. Rotate the town after a little while just to visually make it a bit more interesting. And I kind of did what we did in Capua, which was I made the Sanctuary, the building, it was kind of the focal point of the rotation. So that there's like a nice kind of progression up the hill and then to the left, I guess, as it were. Or at least that's how it feels. It would be cool to design a town where there's loads of rotations in and amongst all the different houses. We might do that in Neapolis proper, but for these smaller little builds, I think it's good just to have, you know, a set of diagonal roads meet a set of straight roads rather than do it like over and over again everywhere. It's also way harder to do that and make it functional, but, you know, that's kind of the fun of the game, I guess. Anyways, this is pretty much as far as I was thinking we needed to go up. Again, I was kind of winging it, so I just threw down the sheep, the warehouse. I wanted to connect in that road to the minerals in the future, or the mountain slot, presuming it would be minerals. It could have been an aqueduct, thinking about it, but I don't think we'll ever do that in this place. It doesn't seem like it might need it. Here, anyway. Further in, where there's fields, it would obviously be ideal, but yeah. Anyways, we're slamming down the 2 vineyards now. We go over the chains a little later in the video, but it's basically going to be 2 vineyards and 1 apiary, and then we'll just send that stuff back to Neapolis to make the wine in a winter. So just doing some of the detailing now. Just some trees. I like to use the potted tree plants on the flat ground, whereas I use regular trees on grass, of course. Next to the Medici, I'm going with my little lavender plants again, as we like to do. In front of the Sanctuary, 2 statues that are pouring water, and then a little brazier in between. It's like they're dousing the flames. Yeah, just going around with some sort of random tree placement, shrub placement, things like that, just to fill it out. There's actually new ornaments in the Hall of Fame, but I need to get way further into the game to be able to unlock them. They have market stalls and stuff. It'd be really cool to use those. And this time I actually left some gaps as well for shrines, which we'll get to just after the break. Alright everybody, there we go. Time lapse is over. A couple of our ships are going to head back to Capua, while we leave 1 ship here waiting for its first shipment of grapes and stuff. Although, of course, we actually have to send concrete down here in order to actually get the vineyards built. So we'll check back in just a little while, obviously, as the population gets to grips with their new city that just sprung up out of nowhere, effectively. I think everything will be fine once they start producing a little bit of fish and oats and things like that. They'll figure it out. We do have to actually pick a patron god, though. Might as well pick Ceres. And I've left some gaps for future shrines. So hopefully that all works out. Now, our ship is here. That's an escort. Do we have another available ship in this region or up here? No, actually, I don't think so. Maybe we'll have to go and fetch some well, I tell you what, we'll take one of the escorts off for now then. Yeah, and just pick up that concrete and bring it down. Now, we only need... I don't think we need very much concrete at all, actually. If we just have a look real quick, it only takes 1 for a vineyard, and it'll take 2 for this, and for 2 a shrine is 5 each, so 15 should be enough concrete for everything, so we can just take a small amount for now.
We stand waiting.
So yeah, 15 should be fine. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We really only need 14 if I want to be exact, but we might want to do some paved roads actually, so I guess we'll just take 25. So we'll take half the concrete down. Alright, you let me know when you get here. Now, we've arrived at our other quest destination. Oh, we're beginning an escort. I didn't actually realize. I thought they were going to tell us something. What was the actual... Trader is concerned about the recent raider attacks. Ship was attacked by raiders. The ship is hiding out at sea after an attack. Will you agree to escort? Oh, okay. Whoops. They actually had kind of low health, but it looks like they built their health back up, which is good. I'll tell these guys to escort as well. They're escorting me. They should catch up a bit further if we do it that way. They're a bigger ship than me, so we should keep pace with them, I think. We'll see how it all works out. So I'll try to just check back in when it makes sense to do so. How are we doing tech-wise, by the way, so far? So we cleared four of the technologies so far. Legally enshrined is coming up next, and then the triremes. Cool. Alright, nice. I don't think there's any other quests for us to do. Maybe Cecilia is ready in 1 minute, but I think everyone else is pretty much done. I was thinking of building our first theatre, just to at least get some benefits from it. So, if we have a quick look, here it is here. So the area of effect is happiness 3, knowledge 1, prestige 1. Now, it would take a lot of displacement moving people around. Let's just make sure that's okay. Yeah, they basically handled it. Okay, good. That's fine then, as long as they're handling it. Yeah, anyway, without going through a lot of displacement and taking a lot of time up, we can always move the theater after the fact. So I would still just go ahead and place it down here. It's expensive, so that's why I'm kind of thinking about it. It's 15,000 to place, and to move it, it's probably going to be a couple hundred, maybe even 1,000. So I'm looking out here because this is where in future things are going to go. Obviously, I want to be building at different height as well in the future, but for now, just a more centralized area here. Another little town around this coastline for money would be good. But yeah, I'll have to start thinking about redevelopment soon, especially when we get to the paved roads. Speaking of tech, we have to unlock paved roads. It is 3 minutes, so we'll do that after the... We'll do that right now. Okay, so yeah, let's just go with the theater. So I would say right where the old lumberjacks used to be, because it is on the outskirts a bit, but it gives us a decent benefit here to a lot of buildings and houses and stuff. So 132 seems to be the best we can get for affected buildings, so let's just go with that.
Frivolous and irresponsible.
Concordia rejects the ideas of theaters where decadence and frivolity reign. Alright, the escort, I gotta say, escort's working totally fine now. I've just seen it in the past, on video, in my previous series where we escorted and they fell way behind for no reason. I don't know why. Maybe because we took damage or something, but I don't know. Anyways. Right, so there we go. Theater, absolutely stunning building. I absolutely love this building, look. And there's no alternate skins for it at the moment. But obviously right now it looks a bit weird just on the edge of the town like this, but totally fine. We'll move it and have nice ample space for lots of things in the future. When we get a good layout figured out. As you can see, with these towns at least, there's thought gone into them, hopefully. And there will be thought gone into Neapolis a bit more once we just unlock some more of those buildings. I really want to mark out the spacing required for a forum and the bathhouse and anything else that's big, just so I can plan where they're going to go in the future. Alright, so far so good. So we're up to city status level 2. I never mentioned it, but city status in Capua is level 4, so pretty good. I think Neapolis is 6. No, it's 5. So we're almost there for that size. Got a bit of a plague going on right now. Can reach most of the houses. Oh, that ship has just arrived, actually. This was seconds later. So here we are with the concrete. Bonk. And now we can get our vineyards built. So I've decided to do the apiary down here as well, because at least if we set up the trade route to come from here and send honey and grapes, the reason I was thinking of doing that is because we have lavender here, and as people may know, apiaries placed in and amongst lavender fields don't lose out their module space, right? Their meadow area stays consistent even if they're placed within lavender fields. So the fact that lavender is going to be grown here, it just made sense that I think we should do apiaries here. We could do them obviously in Neapolis. There's so much space here, there's no problem. But I just figured eventually we're probably going to do it in and around lavender fields, and if that's the case, might as well just do it right now and have the trade routes not need to change or be amended or anything in the future. I feel like I said in the future like 5 times there. The other thing I was just thinking of doing is we never built a villa here. I was just going to place one right in here maybe. I'll have to get rid of some of these little trees and bushes I made. Right there should be fine. It's not the best placement, but it's okay. 76 buildings are being affected right now, and we could affect the vineyards actually if we have some nice items in the future. But that gives us a little extra workforce putting this down, doesn't it? Gives us some sort of defense. Yeah, 25 workforce. Good. And then we can start making wine. So in order to do that, we'll get this ready here as well. The wine vinter building is actually the exact same size as a block of 6 houses. So I'm gonna keep moving some guys out of here. We're gonna move these guys over here. These two, let's see, these two can move up here as well. It's terrible, I know, but at least they have what they need basically. Right, so the vinter. So this is cool. It's going to give us income +3 for needs. But for the area effect, we get income +2 and prestige 1. I've learned something about this, though. You would think, or at least I would think, that that tooltip isn't really dynamic. It's just telling us what the building does. You know, 45 seconds, here's the needs it fulfills, here's the area of effect. But actually, it's dynamically being read based on the fact that we have a festival right now. So the income area of effect from bakeries, vintners, and brewers are +1. So normally this building actually only gives you +1 income, but it's saying it's giving us +2. So it's just good to know that that actually changes based on festivals. The reason I know this is because when I was playing around and like figuring things out, I could see that on the right hand side of the screen it says area of effect +1, and I was like, oh, it should be 2. But if you go further down, it says +1 again for income, but less buildings are affected. So it actually has, we're only seeing one visual ring right now, and that's the ring of the standard building, which is the ring we can see on screen. But there's a smaller ring, about half the size, that's actually coming from the festival. Just kind of interesting. So if the UI was really advanced, I guess it would say like from festival, income +1. And maybe there'd be an inner ring that's like yellow for series or the festival color or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, just good to know, because I was like looking around at the beginning of the episode thinking like, because this is the only building I looked at thinking of placing, and I was like, how is this adding up? I just couldn't understand. But now I understand, so. And it's kind of cool. Once you know that, it's good to know. But yeah, it's basically telling us like some of that income's going to go away. The 64 part, or however many we just had there. So that's down. They're obviously going to take a little bit of time before they get this stuff, and we have to queue up our first delivery. But I'm going to wait until we accumulate a little bit. So the rates of these buildings, by the way, if we have a look at the chain, I like to always look at the chain just once off in the videos, you know, so that everyone's on the same page and knows what's going on. So it's every 45 seconds for the vintner that we have back in Neapolis. So this can be every 45 seconds. So we just need 1-to-1 with the honeycomb. For the vineyard, though, it's 1:30. So half of 1:30 is 45. So having 2 of these balances it all out. So totally good. The escort's going just fine out here. Actually, great thing I brought those 2 ships. I genuinely had no idea that we were escorting, because it was that shadowy figure symbol, and they are taking damage all the time, by the way, actually doing it this way. Because there was that shadowy figure, it made me think like we were going to talk to the merchant, or they were secretly the raiders or something like that. I don't know. The sun is set. We never really get these nice angles here. I thought they were like city lights in the distance.
What?
Wait, are they? Oh, I think they kind of are supposed to be. It must be, right? What else would that be? That's actually out of the map. Interesting. I didn't think they did that in this game. And it must just be for nighttime. Yeah, it looks cool. It does look like there's distant cities. These guys are going so slow. Yeah, that doesn't look quite right to me. The ship just spawned in between us. I mean, that really does suck. They should change that or update that to come in from the edge. I mean, that's how it was in 1800. They would, you know, they'd come in from the edges. Just somewhere where you can't immediately see them spawning would be nice. We should have a quest for Sicilia now, no? Oh yeah, we do. Oh, I've turned off the icons, that's why. So, collect 3 crates, collect 4 crates, and we also get a chimney sweeper, who's a military specialist. Military, I guess, in a roundabout way. Fire safety area effect is improved. For charcoal burners. For charcoal burners. Oh, so specific. Or just deliver sardines, and you get 6,500. Again, though, you could refer the specialist and make some money off of them, so I might just do that one, collecting 4 crates.
Malleus himself taught me, but nothing could have prepared me for his death. It is one thing to be chosen by the god, and another to be alone.
Okay. Dude, I feel like we should just move ahead of this thing or something. It's going so... It's like not even moving properly now. Yeah, so we can make this go a lot quicker if we micro it. Alright, we're after unlocking legally enshrined. This ship is slowly making its way, I guess, to our harbor. It is taking a huge amount of damage. The festival is over, by the way, at Neapolis. It's just ended. And I also forgot that down at this place where we just delivered the concrete, we could start building those shrines. So if we go construction, shrines, the shrine of Ceres, population 1, health 1. So I was going to stick one in right here. It's 30 buildings that it affects. And what's the limit on the island? 3. The other one I was going to do in the center here, but we need to connect a road to it.
Under attack.
Let me just pause time because I might need to look at that actually. There we go. So that is 41 buildings. That's kind of nice actually doing it between the houses like that, I think. So let's fill that in. It's huge, but you know, it looks okay. Yeah, it wouldn't really have it next to the shrine or anything itself. And anywhere else would be a bit too far out. But we could build another one if we wanted to, but I'm tempted to pave some roads actually because we got that technology as well. So we'll get back to that in just a second. Let me just have a look at where this ship is.
Waiting for your decree.
Oh, thankfully R1 has made it away. I thought it's about to kill one of mine. No. Oh my god, so close. Get into that bay and stay safe. We haven't lost any ships yet, I don't think. Love to maintain that, if possible. There's no repair crane there. We could build one in here if they really need it right now. And then just delete it later. We can handle the workforce, right? And it'll take a little bit of wind-up time, but once it's ready, start repairing that ship, hopefully. Alright, this is almost done. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, our trireme is just currently moving around the world collecting various flotsam for Sicilia with lost cargo.
So
Any
many
more
people,
quests? You're
and they
good.
all have that
What
inner
about
voice,
Concordia?
all pursuing their own lives.
She's got one. Destroy
so
4 triremes.
Chaotic.
Tempting. And we get a caustic renderer.
Among sheep.
Hey, there we go. We delivered it. We only got 2,000 for that. That was a crazy quest. Merchant is grateful. Man. Oh, we have something else going on though. What's this?
Under attack.
Let's get revenge on those raiders. Attack the pirates.
His structure is under
Yes. Destroy a quinkering. Oh. There's a few ships here. Something just popped up and I actually completely missed what it said. Like whatever the guy just said. But yeah, we can come out and attack them. We've got plenty of military ships. We just need them to be a bit more healed and come back, I suppose. Let's just go over to our other repair crane here. We'll heal up and then we'll be ready to go. It's tempting to actually just grab some of the concrete that's here and bring it down to our other island so we can start building some shrines as well. And we can build some shrines here. Let's take a batch of 50. Let's take 40 actually. It's not too crazy and leaves us with something here. So we're going to go down to Capua with this. These guys aren't really doing anything right. Yeah, they're waiting. Might be able to set up that trade route now. We've probably built up a decent amount. 20 grapes. Yeah, it's enough to get it started. Why not? So, new trade route. This one's going to be coming from Fernum to Neapolis. We'll assign the dreamfish, which is harbored outside. We'll take the... What are we looking for? Oh yeah, the agricultural product of grapes and also honeycomb. Unload and establish. We'll move it to the Latium group and we'll rename it Falernum Exports 1. And there we go. It's loading up. And this one's protecting it already and everything, so all good. I wonder, is that quinkering going to move? It doesn't look like it. It's strange that there's 2 ships just hanging out here. Wonder if we get close, can we talk to them or something? Or will they all just activate against us? The others are just pentacounters, so I'm not too worried. Concordia is increasingly likely to declare war on me. Okay. Excuse me? Like, why? What did I do? I mean, she didn't like that I built a theater, I guess. Messalina. It's going to move off map, I guess. That'd be a brave move from Concordia. What's she got? She's only got 2 islands and a couple of a little small fleet down here. Nothing else that I could see. A huge patch of dirt where future fields are going to go, I guess. It's kind of a nice idea. She does have some units stationed and garrisoned around. People had said if I garrison my units and then encamp them, like if I pull them out of the villa, that my defense increases, but I don't think it does. I could be wrong. Maybe they patched it, because I did a test of that and I didn't see the number change anyway. But maybe the AI doesn't like it, or you know, stays away from you if you do it. But the actual number of military strength and defensive strength doesn't seem to change, so I could be wrong. So we're waiting on concrete to come down here and our grapes to go back, and we'll be making wine for the first time. So what do we expect with wine? Well, we've got, if we look at it, 6, 12, 18, 24. We've got 24, 25, 26, 27 houses right now that are Equites. And if we give them wine, we expect 3 income. So actually not that much really, but what is that, like 90 pretty much? 27 times 3, 81 extra income. I was kind of expecting a lot more than that, but this will activate, and this is giving +1 income. Our festival's over, so that little extra bit's gone now once it activates. So that'll be another +60. So, you know, 150, borderline 200 extra income, and it just runs forever in the background. So I guess it built up over time, like over 5 minutes. That's 1,000, right? So I guess it all adds up. It's quite confusing on the map that this quest target looks like the exact same as one of my ships. My ships are red. Again, in Anno 1800, it knew that if you took a color like red, it would flip the colors of the enemies. I think, anyway. Alright, we're just about to pick up the last bit of flotsam here before we head on to Sicilia. And then we get some money and a character, I think. So that's all 4. So I just queued that ship up together. I didn't have to do... by pressing shift click. I didn't have to like actually go get everything. Alright, the first batch of concrete is being delivered to Capua. So just toss that in there for now. So, shrines. We got to think about where shrines can go here. So we generally want everyone to have a good bit of coverage. Again, another like little centralized place like there might be good for this spot. I think I initially thought there would be good, but that's 35. So this would be 41 households. That's pretty good. This would be 33. Yeah, this seems good. So 1 shrine here. How many can we can have 5 on this island. The plan was to have 1 right here. 37 if tucked in here. Okay, we'll go on the side then. I can put one of those houses back. Now we'll just flip her around a little bit. Does stand out a bit. Oh, not too much, I guess. I wonder if flipping this would look a bit more natural. Slightly. Okay. So that's 2. 1 there, 1 there. I initially thought on the corner here would be 1, but that could also be where the cistern... I was thinking either this is a cistern or this is. I guess on the corner on this side would be just as good. 27 homes are affected there. Not as wild, but that's expected when you have squiggly roads and stuff. So yeah. Let's move this guy out. Sorry. Another one in here, please. That's kind of nice because you have some grass and stuff in front of you. Let's do, I don't know, just a few little trees or something just at the back. Alright. Maybe 1 more. Somewhere over on this side of things would be good. Oh, right there would be perfect. Across from the market. It's 28, so it's not as optimally placed, but I like it. So let's just do that. Maybe a bit basic and just do a couple houses across here.
Oh, I can't wear a toga. You've missed the sight of me bony knees.
I reckon we can get rid of that and stack a little group of 6 in here. Okay, so 27. Oh, I had that weird bug again, where I built it but nothing happened. There we go. Okay, it still worked. Okay, never mind. Now, the other thing I wanted to do was maybe extend some paved roads out from this area, because this is the only area that isn't fully reaching absolutely everything in the distance. So let's just do a little bit of paving just around the shrine. That should look pretty good. So we'll just follow across here. How much do we have? We've got 20 concrete. Really not that much, but... Oh yeah, and around the villa makes sense too. And that's pretty much us done. We're down to 2 concrete now. Cool. It looks so good though. I love the cobble-locked paved roads or whatever. They look awesome. That should extend the reach just a little bit around our shrine. Slightly, maybe not. I don't know. It should. But granted, I guess the actual bits coming off the edge of the shrine is only like to here. So yeah, not much yet. But it will. It will. Give it time. Especially as we fill in this area. It's going to look great. Oh yeah, and that was supposed to be a shrine. How did I forget that? That's what the whole place was built for. Handling in there. What are we? Oh, we're affecting 13 buildings. So it's definitely not as good as what it was. We could just still do another one there anyway. Yeah, we're out of concrete for that one, but at least this one's here now. So that does look a bit better. Yeah, when we pave the roads, it'll look great. All right, so we've arrived to... Oh, no, we haven't. We're just about there for Sicilia. All right, so over at the Vinter, we've actually just loaded the grapes and the honeycomb onto our first wagon, and that's going to be brought into the Vinter and start making our first batch of wine. So we should see the money go up ever so slightly, just a little bit. About 150 or something like that. Get our first little benefit. Concordia probably won't like it, but it is what it is. And we should be just about to deliver to Sicilia. There we go. 5,368.
You have learned so much.
And we're after getting the chimney sweeper. I don't know how much he's worth. It doesn't say. I thought it normally tells you that. It's like credit on referral it normally says underneath, doesn't it? Yeah, these ones do. Maybe it has to be in storage. So 3,750 if we sell this guy. Sounds so harsh saying sell this guy, but you know what I mean. If we refer him. I can see why they've said that. All right. Well, this one was the unique guy we got. The devoted brother of Heracles who was after Diana's heart. Still. Oh, yeah. Happiness from theater if supplied. How could I forget? Let's get him in there. So our happiness currently is at 1,000. By the way, at 1,000, we do not suffer any chance of a riot. 0. So if we can keep all of these metrics over 1,000, we don't suffer anything.
Nice place you've got.
There we go. We went up to 1,100. It does say 1,050, so I'm not sure how much we're really getting from him. Happiness from the theater if supplied. It's not the area of effect. Sorry, I'm dumb. It's it only counts for the houses that are actually being affected by the theater, and the ones that are actually need the theater aren't really getting it. It's these Equites houses, so it's literally just a block of 6. But you know, obviously he'll play a bigger role once we redesign the city and have some Equites near the theater properly. So that's funny to see, though. I thought we were going to get it to everything that's touching it, but it's not. All right, this is activated for the first time as well, so we should start seeing... Oh yeah, we're seeing bits of wine roll out, go back into storage. And I was dead right, because Concordia does not like that one bit. She's just declared war on us. Wow. Excuse me? Really? Well, this is going to change things quite a bit. A limited war. So a limited war, we only attack each other's military stuff. We're just about to get the trireme in a minute 30 as well. So we're going to have to bring our fleet together and square up against Concordia. But more importantly, we're also going to have to get our soldiers together. Because no doubt, what she's going to be doing is loading soldiers onto boats and trying to land them on islands. Now, we've only got 3 islands to protect. We have military ships outside all of them right now, so there's no problem there. We do have a quest to actually take out a different military unit. But they're not moving, so I suppose we could even leave that if we really wanted to. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a side distraction. I was hoping to go to Albion and redesign the city. I mean, we can still do that. We've got the money to. It's probably going to cost like 30,000 or something to redesign the city. With new roads and move everything over and change things around. But leaving a little coastal port all the same. This area can pretty much stay as is. There's no need to change this, I don't think. And then triremes are going to cost a few thousand if you want to roll them out. I've no doubt our fleet is more than capable. It's more just the land units I'm worried about getting caught off guard if she drops some troops on us. Yeah, we've got 2,700. She's 2,500. Plus, we're smarter than her. So we can easily pick off those ships if we need to. All right, so I was just having a read around. I'd really love to make them a specialist if we defeat them and get them in. You need to sign an alliance with this party to appoint them as a specialist or subjugate them into being a specialist. So part of me wants to keep her alive, like, you know, just keep her going until we can do that. But we need to be consul in order to make that happen. Or I think you need the technology. It might be both. but there's a technology called headhunting, appoint rivals as specialist. Maybe that's separate, I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me actually, because I just don't know. I thought there was a technology in here called like making someone a vassal, but I don't see that. Or like subjugation, maybe it's on the military side. I'm not too sure, but either way, she's only got 2 islands, so I'm just wondering, like, do we completely wipe her out? I mean, I'd like to kind of keep her in just so that I want to make sure we get that character item. I don't want to lose it. So let me know as much as you can in the comments. I'll do a bit of reading and research as well myself. Certainly, I just don't think it'll be the end of Concordia just yet, but it could be if we really tried. So that's why I'm curious. All right, well, anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you again very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below and the direction that we should head in with this war that we've been thrust into against our will. And yeah, we'll decide then. All right, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.